Hello everyone and welcome to another game here from the STC versus another barcode man. Protoss barcode man spawning over here on the bottom left hand side of the map. STC spawning as the red Terran on the right side of the map. Alright, apparently the barcode guy at least knows who the STC is. I'd be surprised if STC knows who barcode guy is, because there are a lot of professional players who purposely play under the barcode, so there isn't the pressure of revealing to your opponent what your particular strategies are. STC opening up with the front door supply depot, and very interested to see the types of games that the STC is playing. We've seen him win some, we've seen him lose some. This is all of course ladder practice, and with STC actually revealing his ladder practice, he could in fact give something away that he doesn't mean to. That is one of the reasons why I am casting this after MLG Dallas, just because if one of his opponents saw my videos and started watching them and figuring out what STC was doing, I would feel absolutely horrible to do that to another Quantic member. STC currently setting up a barracks and a refinery inside his own base. The refinery was already up and running, so we could be seeing a very fast reactor Hellion. Now, that may sound like a very strange build, but one of the reasons why it's actually really strong right now is because a lot of Protoss players are trying to cut corners in order to get that one gate expand. Now, by getting that one gate expand, it does give you a very strong economic advantage, but many times Protoss players are not expecting reactor Hellions. Let's take a look back over here. The gateway, not training a zealot. You can see there is one corner possibly being cut. We'll see whether or not the stalker will be trained immediately, or if a nexus will be placed down. If the nexus is placed down first, that is another corner being cut by the Protoss. Alright, Marine now trying to be trained up. Will it come out in time? That is going to be the key point, as one Marine now coming in, and we are going into a reactor on the barracks. That Marine, is it going to spot it? Yes, spots the probe, gets off some easy shots, and now that probe is forced to wander away, not really knowing anything about what's going on inside the STC's base. STC getting up a supply depot now, and now will be getting up a reactor Hellion build, as this front door wall has been completed. You can see the Nexus already coming in. The Stalker was in fact trained first, so the Stalker not cutting too many corners there, wanting to make sure that with that Stalker he could in fact figure out what was going on the other side of the wall here. Starport now coming in. No refinery down over here, so I am curious as to what that strategy will be, as one Marine is going to have a very difficult time against this one Stalker. The SCV Marine now backing away. Is it going to be able to get away in time? It looks like it will not. Oh, raising the supply depot, and that is a bad day there. Alright, Hellions now making a move forward, as the SCVs doing a little bit of an exchange here. This Hellion taking a lot of damage. Is it going to get taken down? Yes, it will, as the SCVs did not come off the mineral line fast enough. Alright, the Hellion now trying to chase against that Stalker, and one Hellion is not going to be nearly that effective. Medevac now being added again, as we are going to see a gateway being added here. Very good response by the Protoss, wanting to make sure that the Hellions do not have an easy time trying to do any sort of drive-by. Anytime you can trap those Hellions, that is a very good idea. As we see, we are now going to perhaps be getting some Hellions making a move forward. Oh, that one Stalker taking a lot of damage. How much damage is it going to take, as the Stalker does get taken down by Hellions there? Always a sight to see when Hellions are able to take down a Stalker. Alright, two more Hellions now making their way over. It looks like it is going to be a composition of three rather full hit point Hellions trying to make their way in. There is a probe hiding right there though, so it will spot this, as the sentries are now coming in as well. One Stalker trying to give chase, but that is exactly what he wanted to do, as the Hellions are now going to be going after a sentry. One sentry now down. Another sentry could get taken down. That is going to be very expensive losses, as the Hellions could perhaps now go after some probes. A nice little medevac pickup there, but because of the warp-in reinforcements, STC decides to get the heck out. All right, another Hellion, however, getting in some more damage on the front door. Hellion harassment on the front, Hellion harassment in the back. Very, very fast exchanges there, as we see the Protoss player has lost a little bit more than his Terran opponent. Command center coming in from the STC. Harvester advantage still greatly in favor for the Protoss. He has had this Nexus up for quite some time, and the ball was in the STC's court to really deal damage. Now, you can argue either which way, whether or not these Hellions did deal a lot of damage, but the overall worker count does show that the Protoss player is very much in this game, if not ahead at this point. 5 Hellions sitting outside the front. Observer now wandering away on the inside here. Are we perhaps going to see more and more Marines being trained, as an Observer is shot down out of the sky by a group of Marines? Alright. Medevacs perhaps going to try to do a drop along the backside, but the Protoss player with such good map awareness. Oh, Hellions now trying to run away. They will be able to get away here in just a moment, as the Stalkers are now moving forward to get into a very, very strong position. However, STC could be dropping in some Hellions. Here we are. Hellions are now coming in. Are we going to see a dead probe? Yes, one dead probe. Another dead probe now coming in. Perhaps, yes, another dead probe once more. Some beautiful fancy flying, as the STC does spot a proxy pylon now coming in here. Are the Marines actually going to be able to shoot it down? It looks like they will be able to do exactly that. And it looks as though the Marines are just going to be poking at that pylon before that pylon does get taken down. But now Stalkers may be coming up on the front door. That is not looking good. Cancellation on the bunker there. What is going on? Salvaging of bunkers. STC, that could come back to haunt him. As no, he is actually just going to relinquish the entire low ground position. Marines all coming in here. The Hellions coming in for one last hurrah, trying to deal more damage. And the probes are absolutely getting destroyed here. A lot of probes getting taken down as the Hellions trying to do their damage. They are doing their thing. 13 workers killed, a lot of damage dealt, as the Hellions do get picked up there. Meanwhile, the Immortals Stalkers were not able to engage at all. Stim still not yet ready, and this is a weird situation. The Marines gonna perhaps try to engage here, get off some easy shots onto some units. A cancellation on that supply depot, as this supply depot will be falling. More Marines coming in. Supply depot now down. We are supply blocked, as new supply depots now need to be added, as an Observer now making its way in. A second medevac now coming in. The Marauders and the Marines, oh, force fields catching them out of position. Medevac with some very beautiful flying, as the SCVs now run down. More Marines go into the meat grinder, which is that force field wall there. Not a good position at all, as we could be going into another engagement. The Marines and the Marauders. The Thor. Is it going to drop the Thor? Yes, the Thor is dropped now. And the Thor fighting back, trying to stop a lot of this damage. And the Thor does get focused down, as the Marines have stim and now giving chase. The Marines are going to be able to give chase here, now taking down some Immortals and some Stalkers. The Stalkers do not have blink, but the Protoss is still somewhat ahead. 38 SCVs versus 54 probes, and the Protoss knows that he can back away, and by backing away plays a little bit defensively, but knows that up until this expansion is running, he still has the advantage there. Alright, Medevacs looking to do a serious drop on the inside. What is going to be happening? Here comes the Marauders and the Marines. They are now dropped inside. More units now coming in on the front door. Zealots look like it is going to get taken out before it can really deal any damage. And are we going to see a hot pickup? Oh, the Stalkers blinking forward. The lower hit point, or the full hit point medevac with full units deciding to just get out of there, as we are now going to see, oh, a suicide drop now coming in. Marauders and Marines getting into position. Another Zealot going to get taken down there. The Marines going after the probes. Will they be able to do any damage? It looks like they will not. Perhaps getting off one or two more shots before the Marines are all cleaned up by units again. Take a look at the losses. Terran has lost a bit more income. Income on Terran about even. We need to see more mules if STC hopes to get back in this game. There is one Thor in this group, but the Stalkers might be very, very effective here. The Thor does have a very good ground range, a range of 7, but the Stalkers with their very long range as well, able to just simply move forward and perhaps deal the necessary damage. Stalkers, Zealots, and a High Templar getting in Psystorm as well. That Thor now trying to get all the way back home. Will it be enough and in time, as the Marines now caught on the wrong side of the wall? Where are these units perhaps going to be traveling? All right, the Thor getting in position. There are Marines off over here. Down goes the probe. Is this pylon going to get taken down again? The Marines need to get stimmed. They are not stimmed. There you go. Now stimmed. It looks like that one pylon will get taken down. A whole bunch of canceled units, as they will need to be warped in from another location. All right, the Marines now trying to push in once more. A feedback on the Thor, getting in or taking a fair amount of damage, and the Thors are continuing to fight. The Thors are in a very forward position. Is it going to get a hot pickup? No, it is not, as the Thor does get taken out. Another feedback on a Thor, as the Thor and now Psystorm coming in. Beautifully played by the Protoss, as the force fields are going to perhaps be trapping more units. Medevac's not going to have enough here. Archon now in position, and the STC is on the run. SCVs being brought over. Not good when SCVs are being forced to fight melee against an Archon there, absorbing a bit of damage. STC says GG. STC losing this game here on Entombed Valley. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for one more game as I end this STC Korean Ladder craziness.